Hey friends, this is Jesse Phillips. I'm the founder of Hill City Recording, and you are listening to the Hill City Recording Podcast. So you might be asking, what is Hill City Recording? Why are you making another podcast? Yada, yada, yada. Why should I care? And those are all great questions, and I'll do my best to answer them in a meaningful way. But basically, Hill City Recording is kind of a record label. I say kind of because the aims and goals of it are similar to a record label, to really help artists and push them out there and amplify what they're doing, and ultimately in hopes of amplifying what God is doing in them. So it's similar in that way, where I use channels like, multitracks.com and CCLI and all these things for worship artists, and help them get connected, help them produce music, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not really, trying to go out and find a bunch of new artists and have an A&R department and have a marketing department. It's just me. So Hill City Recording is a business that I registered with the state of Tennessee so I could do business legally and collect money that's not just going into my personal account. So yeah, it's kind of a label, and it's kind of just, it's just me. But why would I do a podcast for the label? Well, that's a great question, because I had to answer that myself when I had the idea. I was like, why would I even do this? I barely even keep up with my own podcast, so why add another one? And the answer to that was, I'm really excited about what's going on with these artists that I'm working with. So I'd really love to peel back the curtain a little bit for people who listen to music nerds, gear nerds, songwriting nerds, people who are in the music industry that just want to feel more a part of it and hear more about what's going on. So, I hope that this podcast will, include all the stuff that scratches the itch, so to speak, for all those people. I'll be interviewing the artists I'm working with and getting behind the song kind of stuff, stories of when they started and why they're doing music, and hopefully getting into some really nerdy stuff too about production and music, and talking to people who mix and play keys and guitar and drums and all that on these projects. So, that'd be cool. And even just stuff I'm excited about with the music industry in general. I think for me, I had I want to say cynical, but almost cynical view towards music business for a long time. Music is something that I loved, and I still love, but I went through a period of time where the music business it felt like it was sucking the life out of me. And it can happen really quickly if you let yourself get caught up in the business side of things and not the life side of things. I was just dwelling on numbers and productivity and getting things done, and forgetting about the actual thing, the music that I love so much. So hopefully this podcast will be about all those things, stuff I get excited about, interviews, nerdy stuff, and all that. But in the meantime, as I'm getting my guest list together and scheduling these things out and editing podcasts and yada, yada, yada. I don't know if that's the second time I've said yada, yada, yada today on the podcast. But anyway, I would love for you to check out my website, hillcityrecording.com. I've got a little bit about the label there. I've got some playlists you can follow that I've curated. I wanted to create some playlists for personal worship, even sleep. I turn on Spotify a lot of times when I go to bed, and I just created like an 8-hour sleep playlist for worship stuff. So check that out. I've got Tagalog worship, which is Filipino. Curated some Filipino songs. I'll be releasing some Filipino stuff. So super excited about that. I've got some summer camp vibe playlists. I'm putting new stuff up all the time, but those will be on hillcityrecording.com. I have a little thing about each of the artists I'm working with, a subscription thing where you can just put in your name and email and be updated for newsletter stuff that goes out. And then I also included a playlist pitching tab on my website. So if you've got a song and you're an independent artist that is looking to get on a playlist and get heard and all that stuff, I've got that as well. So yeah, check out hillcityrecording.com. So as of recording this, which is May 25th, I don't know when this first episode will go out. Probably pretty soon. Maybe even today. I don't know. But as of today, I've got one song that the label has released under the band Truth Songs. My friends Janine and Xander have written a bunch of songs based off of scripture, and I'm excited for people to hear more of their stuff. But this is their first ever digital platform release, like Spotify, Apple Music, etc. They've never released a song through that with Truth Songs. So The Lord's Prayer by Truth Songs is available now. I'm really excited about how much traction it's gotten. It's gotten over 6,000 streams in the first 2 weeks, which I was not expecting, and I'm super grateful for. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here. We worked with Biblica to get proper licensing and all for the lyrical content, because it's straight out of the Bible. So the lyrics are out of the Lord's Prayer, as the title would suggest. So check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below, or the show notes, or whatever they say on podcasts. But I'll get that put on there, and then I'll do another episode soon, and hopefully with other people and not just myself. So if you feel obliged, feel free to hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, whatever that means. Share with your uncle, your cousin, the neighbor that you don't want to talk to, whoever. Feel free to share with everybody. And until next time, thank you for listening.